Hello everybody, welcome to Vigilant Citizen. My name is Josh. Thanks for joining the conversation today. And thanks to those of you who recently subscribed. I saw that I got a couple more, sorry, gotta rearrange here. I saw that I got a couple more subscribers, and always appreciate those of you who want to join the conversation. Always feel free to send me an email or shoot a comment down below, ask questions. I'm not going to lie to you, I wouldn't mind some more questions. I'd love to see them and sort of chat with you and have conversation. I'm a big old extrovert, so I enjoy other people's company, even if it's through the internet. Today's drink of choice is not Jack Daniels, even though that's what this cup says, or this glass says. It is indeed more of that Naked Whiskey, which sat around here at this very table last night with some good friends, drinking most of it, sharing it while we played some of these games that you can see behind me. So there isn't too much left, but I'm just going to sip on whatever remains. You can see I'm wearing my Hale Lobster shirt today. I got the chance to go see Jordan Peterson's lecture here in town. He stopped in for his book tour on Wednesday. Today's Sunday. So got to go see him just last week and listen to one of his lectures, and it was filled with beautiful tangents all over the place. That man loves to, here's my topic, and then he goes all the way over here, and then somehow he brings it back to where it started eventually. I can't claim to have understood all of it completely, but I am looking forward to seeing it when he releases it a year from now, and I get to listen to it again and dig into it again. He was actually pretty funny the other night. He was, I wouldn't say on fire, but he had a couple zingers that really stuck well, and I don't know if he's necessarily getting better at that. I don't think he's trying to, but he delivers the truth in such a way that can be surprising, not really shocking, but surprising in a humorous way. So I appreciated that, and I think everybody there did as well. I apologize for the lighting situation. It's dark out there, and I do have to figure out the lighting situation in this room. This one overhead light is just not the greatest, and I've got the light on the camera there, and it may go dead at some point, but I might get some of those studio lights, put them on both sides of me, and then look all pale and washed out. So anyway, enough of that, enough of the housekeeping there and giving you some updates on how things are going and what I've been doing the last week. Also went to some shows. So for those of you who don't know, sorry, a little bit more housekeeping, a little more updates for you. But I'm not really a city person, and the wife and I had 2 shows to go to, and the Jordan Peterson lecture in downtown. I'm not going to say which city I'm in. You've probably got enough info that you know which downtown I'm talking about, but that's okay. I'm just not going to be very open about it. I like to keep some level of privacy here, but we went downtown. I live in the suburbs of a metropolitan area, and we had to go downtown 3 times this past week, and even though I'm an extrovert, that is too much, and I'm not going to lie to you, the kind of person that lives in that sort of area is not the type that I am typically drawn to or have a lot of alignment with. Not saying anything bad about them or that they're bad people or anything. Not at all, just that they tend to have very different principles and values and outlooks on life that don't quite align with mine. So that comes out in certain things like driving or sharing space or walking down the street, and how to treat each other as you're sharing the same sort of public areas. So that was very taxing, and it was so taxing that I took like an hour and a half nap today just to recover from all the driving down to downtown, dealing with the people, dealing with the crowds and all that. So as Dwight says in The Office, season 3, during Phyllis's wedding, who are all these people? We need a new plague. What that actually works. Just kidding. Don't want to wish that on anybody, or even the human race, even if I'm a little fed up with it right now. But anyway, to the topic at hand. Again, thank you all for joining. I have a topic that might seem a little bit controversial. the nature of this, or the spirit of this channel, is not to talk about current events, but I did want to bring one up, not to talk about the nuances of the certain current event, which is war, or the potential for war, or whatever you want to call it, invasion. Today is March, what is today, March 20th? What is today, March 20th? I don't know what day it is. It's March 20th, 2022, the date of this recording, and Russia invaded Ukraine militarily a couple weeks ago, or a month ago or something. I don't even keep track anymore. To be honest with you guys, I can't worry about global stuff anymore. We have too many problems here, too many problems in my own personal life, and too many problems in local things and in state things. There was for example, last month or 2 months ago, there was a local strike for one of our big grocery chains that's kind of local to the region. And so I had to deal with that. So this doesn't mean that I'm not sympathetic or empathetic to people's plights all around the world, but if I spent all of my waking moments feeling something for everybody in the world, I wouldn't be able to take care of the people around me, and I wouldn't be able to take care of even my dogs, because I'd be too busy worrying about them and thinking about what I could do to help them. I've heard that some people are like these LARPers who think they're tough and they could be soldiers. They have signed up to go be mercenaries, but they're just internet kids or whatever, and I don't know. That just sounds ridiculous. They lack meaning, they lack purpose. So anyway, this current event, I don't want to talk about this one specifically. I want to talk about a specific event that occurred around it that I found troublesome, and hear me out when I tell you what it was and why I found it troublesome. So at the UN, the United Nations Human Rights Council, I don't know who it was, their representative or diplomat from Russia had a pre-recorded speech or pre-recorded talk, and it was beamed into, or it was presented to them, to the whole council, and the majority of the council decided to stand up and walk out of the council chambers, and they just quietly filled it out with their masks on, not being able to hear each other and see what they were talking about until they got out, and then they took it back off for whatever reason. So I actually found this quite disturbing that they got up and walked out. And here's why. I don't think that they should have. I've seen some of our politicians at the federal level here in the States do similar things, have like sit-downs or stage these walkouts and leave up pictures or whatever for people to look at in their absence, whatever. I don't think that's appropriate, because they were selected to represent, in this case, they were selected to represent their countries on behalf of their human rights perspective and to help employ human rights across the globe. Now, that puts you, if you're one of those people, that puts you in a position in which you have to tolerate and deal with those who you may not agree with, who you may not see eye to eye on, who may be doing horrible things from your perspective, and who may be just the most evil people in the world. But here's the thing, that's your job. That's your job. That's what you are supposed to do. That's what you were put there to do. Even if you think that person is going to stand up and lie to you for the next 30 minutes, it is your responsibility to stand there and listen to it. And you don't have to like it, you don't have to agree with it, but at the very least you have to know what they're saying. You might learn something more about what they want, or you might learn something more about how they lie to you. So in that case, you can benefit it. But there is no reason for an adult who is selected as a representative of a state, of a country, of a city council, of a United Nations, to get up and do the equivalent of putting their fingers in their ears and going la 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 la. That is inappropriate. That is not what they should be doing. They should be adults. And I get it. Russia should be adults. Russia shouldn't be doing this. Russia. We've heard a lot about Russia for the last 10 years. Frankly, I'm a little sick of it. That's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to just talk about when you are faced with something like that, in the position that you're in, that is part of your job. Okay, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree. We don't have to listen to this. We don't have to tolerate this. Okay, fine. Fair. But you know what? Then step down and let adults take over your position, because you are clearly not cut out for this. I heard about, and I don't know the details on this, and so this could just be one of those stories that gets concocted like an urban legend, but on a national level, that I heard about this president of a European country or something that saw and witnessed atrocities take place in another country or in his country to his people or something. And when asked about it and why wasn't he prepared to deal with it, he said, I couldn't imagine that they would be capable of doing that. Guess what? It doesn't matter if you're not an evil person. There are evil people out there, and you need to be ready for them. And you need to be able to stand up to them face to face. And you can't back down. You can't put your fingers in your ears and go la 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 and just walk away and expect that they're going to do something, right? And you know what? I mean, just to be clear, I'm not calling Vladimir Putin or anybody involved in Russia evil. I'm taking a Switzerland stance here, to be completely honest with you, because like I said, I don't have the capacity to worry about it. This is another thing that I guess I could bring up, is that the world is intent upon bombarding and assaulting you with things to be fearful of and things to worry about. And if you let them get into your head like that, you will just spend all of your time going from one crisis to the next, even if it doesn't affect you. And it's called brainwashing. That's what they're doing to us. That's what they're trying to do to us. It's brainwashing, it's demoralizing, right? So we have leaders and representatives, and I'm putting those in quotes. These people do not represent us, right? And they're not leading anything. All they're leading is they're leading money laundering to bring cash into their bank accounts. That's all they're doing. That's all they're leading. So these people are not interested in your well-being, and they are incapable of handling the problems that have been put forth in front of them. They are children, and they should not be in charge of anything. I'm just going to flat out say it. They are not interested in making things better. They are interested in keeping you looking over here and over here and over here so that you're not paying attention to what they're doing you on the side. Right? Look at all this. Smoke and mirrors. And I know how this sounds, a little conspiracy theorist a little bit, but you know what? I think we've seen enough in the last 2 or 3 years that's been enough to change my perspective on all of this. Don't get caught up in their lies. Don't get caught up in all of the things that they want you to be scared of. Live your life. Live your life. One of the previous videos, maybe I'll have it show up as the end card on the YouTube part of the channel here, or maybe I'll just link it below for those of you watching on Rumble, and thank you if you're watching on Rumble. But I had another video about don't live in fear. Don't let it get to you, right? And if you see that there are certain people who are behaving like children, don't trust them to represent you appropriately, because they're not. And start thinking about what you can do to maybe take over for them. Obviously, none of us can really become a UN council member. I mean, maybe you can. Maybe some of you out there are bigwigs in our federal government, and maybe you can come on the show and, you know, fly out to meet me, and we can talk about it for 2 hours straight. Then you can tell me what the hell is happening out there, because you guys are ruining everything. You know, that's what makes me want to drink this whiskey. I kid. What makes me want to drink this whiskey is because it tastes okay. This one's okay. This one's not the greatest, I'm not going to lie. It's a single malt scotch, but it's not as smooth as I was hoping it would be. So anyway, I think I've ranted and raved long enough. These people, just to summarize, okay? If you are in a position of responsibility, you have to take those hits. You have to sit and you have to tolerate some of the things so you can understand it fully. You can't just walk out. You can't just walk away. So own that. Assume your responsibility and take it seriously on behalf of the people who are counting on you. You can't just walk out. That's what losers do. That's what losers do. It's so pitiful. It's so petty. And the second thing is, don't live in fear. Don't pay attention to what they're telling you to be scared of, right? There's plenty of things to be scared of in your own neighborhood if you really want to be scared about something, right? Be scared of the idiot drivers out there. Drivers are getting worse. My God. Like I said, driving in downtown 3 times over the past week. That's my quota for the whole year. And the drivers are just getting worse. Even just driving today, I had to go make a PetSmart run and go get some food for all these animals that are all over my house. And just people weaving in and out of just small, not small, but like boulevards, right? 2-lane boulevards or avenues or whatever. This is getting worse. So you have plenty to worry about. Trust me, there's never going to be a shortage of things to worry about. So why add this other stuff onto your plate? Don't think about it to the extent that is possible, right? So I think I'll leave it at that. I look forward to hearing from you. Am I crazy? Am I off base here? Am I losing my mind? Do I have it completely wrong? Right? And remember, I'm trying to separate the larger situation with the small one that I saw at the UN, okay? That's the one I'm talking about. I'm sort of setting all the other stuff aside. So keep that in mind before you send me emails telling me that I hate people and I'm a horrible person who wants to murder babies or whatever. You know, I mean, whatever. I went to college. I know how that goes. Universities aren't exactly friendly to people like me. So anyway, thanks for your time. I highly encourage you to join in the conversation if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tolerating some of this whiskey with me. Even if you can't taste it, if you could smell it, you would know what I'm tolerating. But I'll leave it at that. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.